What could really be so difficult in connecting diodes in series? Let us look into this matter in a bit more detail and consider the following situation. What we need is to rectify line voltage, but the only thing we have is 50-volt diodes. Now, in what manner do we connect them, and how many would we need? The question couldn't be easier. We would need 5 diodes connected in series. It's as easy as that, but not really. What we need to look at is not the net value of 220-250 volts, but the peak one, that is about 310 volts, which would mean that our circuit needs to consist of 7 diodes. Besides, we also need to have bypass elements for low frequencies, balancing resistance only, and for elimination of HF interference and protection of the PN junction from HF, also capacitors. Now it is the issue of selecting such components we would like to discuss in detail. Balancing resistance needs to be there to ensure that the voltage applied to each of the bodies is identical. Otherwise, a difference in their back resistance might cause the voltage on one of the diodes to exceed the limit, which would in turn result in a breakdown of the component. The voltage on the rest of the diodes would then increase. The next diode would also break down, followed by the next one and the next one, until the entire circuit would burn out. This process would not take longer than a split second. The resistors connected in parallel to each of the diodes are in fact connected in series to each other and form a voltage divider. This prevents voltage increase on the diodes if one of them breaks down because of the malfunctioning defect. Now, bypass capacitors need to be there to prevent momentary surge overvolting and to eliminate the so-called white noise generated by the diodes. In the situations like ours, when power is supplied from 50 Hz alternating current mains, such capacitors are not required. But for operation pulse modes at high frequency and in circuits where noise is unacceptable, bypass capacitors are a certain must. The easiest way to select the right match would be to install a bypass resistor with such rating, under which reverse current of the diode would be equal to the current that flows through the resistor. The capacity of the capacitor would then need to be equal to a junction capacitance. It is also possible to install resistance based on the following logic: 100 kOhm per each 100 volt.